hello, everyone, and welcome to Perspective. And this is it's a good Thursday. The weather seems to be clear, but I know we got a cold front coming in, don't we, Doc?
It's
You
gonna
heard
freeze, I
some
think, Sunday and Monday.
Sunday and
Arctic
Monday.
freeze.
So whatever you got to do to get things squared around the house, so we don't have no.
Probably want to go ahead and do that.
Yeah. So I just want to give a heads up on that because don't nobody want them problems. I
Yeah,
promise you. Don't nobody want them
larger
problems. Yeah,
things.
with pipes breaking. And it's simple, man. Hey, cover up those outside faucets. Go do that. Get the little cover. Don't cost that much. Put it over there. It'll be cute on your house too. Anyway, it look like you give a dang. You know what I'm talking about? So make sure we do that. But anyway, let's get into what we're here for. Um, and as we do, well, we do it right about this time. No,
Mm, mm.
I couldn't help it. It grabbed me. It grabbed me. But as we talk about perspective, so um, like I said, it is a Thursday, and I just profess yours has been a beautiful one. Let me say that first. So I want to put out some good energy. Mine has been what it's been. That's not code word for bad. It's just been what it's been, and I'm thankful for it and grateful for it. So with that being said, what is perspective? It is exactly what it is, and what we're about is found there right there in the name. Perspective. It's about different perspectives, different opinions, different points of views, different lived experiences, and this is a place that we can come and talk safely about that. This is a safe place. This is a safe tree. um Everybody's not going to agree. Everybody has not walked the same path. They have not flown the same plane. They ain't hurt the same pain. So there are going to be some things that don't align, and just because that there is no alignment there, it doesn't mean that one perspective is right and one perspective is wrong. It simply means that they're different. And when we can look at our differences, we'll come to find that we have more in common than not. And once we do that, that brings us closer together. And when we're closer together, then we're better individuals and collectively. And that's what we aim to do here on Perspective and with Perspective. So, with that being said, I am Eric Butler, aka the Intellect, aka Cullinan 8, because I'm the biggest diamond never found on land, and ain't nothing nobody can do about it. AKA the Atlantic, because I'm cold, deep, and choppy. Been in talent acquisitions for about 2 decades. So speaking to people, helping people, consulting people, it has thrust me into that arena. It has afforded me the opportunity to move into community service, which really consists of financial literacy. I sit on the advisory board for the Empower series, which is a nonprofit financial literacy program. Please go to www.empowerseries.com and check out the website. Go to YouTube, check out our YouTube page. Of course, I want you to subscribe. Of course, I want you to like the content. And of course, I want you to hit the notifications, hit the notification bell so you'll get the notifications when that great information comes out. With that being said, it has led me to here. So now I am a podcast host, and I get the fortunate opportunity to sit with and talk to someone who I think is great. And I'm going to give them their flowers every time I can. I'm going to tell them how great they are because they are. Because when people are not great, we tell them when they're not, don't we? So I
Man.
want to. So what I'm going to do is hand the mic over, man, to my unmatched co-host and allow them to introduce themselves.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Latoya, aka Them Kids Mama, aka Chef Jeff's wife. Side note, Chef Jeff has a show. It's called This Dope Cooking Show. It comes on Tuesdays at 5:30, same network, and he has a YouTube and an Instagram. Y'all can follow him at This Dope Cooking Show.
I dare
Back to
y'all.
me. I am a licensed professional counselor. I'm an author and I'm an amazing podcast co host. But I
Hmm.
also recently branched out and started my very own podcast. It's called
Hmm.
Say More About That with Latoya the Therapist. It's available on Spotify, Apple, Google, iHeartRadio, Amazon, Podbean, wherever you listen to your podcast, you can find me there. And it's just like short, just like little mental health tidbits. And we are very excited about that. That does not mean I'm leaving perspective. I will be here on Thursdays. That's just a little something I do on the side. New episodes drop on Monday.
Yeah, she had to, put that out there because I ain't gonna front. I was like, well, so what is
It's not even visual, it's just audio.
So what
It'll be
does
visual
that
next
mean?
week.
Does that mean you go? Nah, it wasn't like that. I'm gonna be honest. Anything she's doing, man, I'm gonna celebrate it, man. I'm gonna push it hard because I know she would do the same for me, and she has done the same for me. So, man, when she wins, I win. It's been beautiful, man. I really cut for my co-host like that. And I gotta say something. I dare you to go watch that dope cooking show.
I know. Watch the
Tell me
lasagna.
if you don't get hungry, it's something wrong with your insides.
Yeah, the
And
lasagna
I'm telling you,
episode
man.
made me
I'm
mad.
telling you. I just like what that's salad. Look at the cuts on this. I'm not trying to hype it up. I'm telling you. You go look and tell me if I was lying. That's all I'm saying. All right, let's get to the comments. Ben Sutter III said you can support BS3 Network by sending stars. Stars help us earn money to continue building the network. And thank you. So shouts out to Ben Sutter III. And as you can tell, he puts the BS3 into the BS3 network. Outstanding individual. This is an outstanding network. It's worthy of your support. It really, really is. I challenge you to go out, look at the other content creators, look at the other shows that are on this network, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Mr. Jay Gilliard is in the house, Mr. Dope Cooking Show himself, right there. He got ask questions.
Okay.
I'm telling you, man, can't nobody mess with his chops, no pun intended. Okay, yeah, I did mean some pun right there. He said, "What up, folks? What up, good man?" That's my partner right there. That's my bro. Facebook user says, "Good evening, good evening, good evening to you as well." And you also you can, if you look on there, go on to Facebook or onto Facebook, and you can give StreamYard and Facebook your permission just to show your name. It's not giving up anything. It's not going to cause people to send you, random spam or anything like that. It just allows your name to be posted so we can address you appropriately. We really wanted to be able to do that. So hold on just a second. I just lost my stuff. Anyway, with that being said, thank you for being here. And we're kind of going to get into it. So we have a topic. And of course, everyone is familiar with the I don't know what we want to call it. I just don't want to call it the interview. It was the moment. It was the moment.
The interview heard around the world.
Yes. Doc explained it perfectly. And of course, and she said something very quirky. You said, yes, there was a lot of tea spilled, but that's not. And I said something. I said, yeah, there was a lot of tea poured, but we on coffee tonight. So we're going to hit it from a different angle. People definitely love the mess of it, I would say, the ooh and the telling, and that's cool. But what are some other things definitely that deals with
so we're not trying to discuss who said what, who stole whose joke. Yeah.
And if y'all hear any delays or anything like that, y'all just hold with us because we might have comments that'll come in late, and we do apologize for that. But y'all know technology does what it wants to do, when it want to do, and how it want to do.
I think it's
so
y'all. It was Jay.
Yeah, so just forgive us on that one. So we won't be talking about just all of the mess that was spilled, but the moment. And I'm thinking about the pressure of the moment. And it's kind of in the title. So the title of this episode is "Do You Posture Well?" A Katt Williams reflection. I think it gave us an opportunity to kind of question a lot of things within ourselves and with other people and within our community and our society. Doc, you kind of came up with some really I think in-depth kind of questions that kind of lead us into the conversation. And I want to make sure you can still hear me. Can you still hear me? And
I can
I'm
hear
a,
you.
oh, okay. And I was going to take that as a no. I was like, okay,
Uh-oh.
Doc
Can you hear
we
me?
have lost Doc on in the scene. But with that being said, so one of the first questions I want to pose, and hopefully you'll get this, Doc. You'll hear me. Um, so how much of yourself do you give away? And we pose this to everyone. So how much of yourself do you give away? Because when we're talking about posturing, we're talking about, let me just say it plain and simple. And Doc, you can redirect me if you want to. Being fake, not really speaking what you
Okay,
really.
hold on. Let's call it how okay, first let's give a disclaimer.
Yes. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Let me do my disclaimer. I am a therapist, not your therapist, unless we have paperwork and a form of payment in place. We are speaking from our education experience, things that people have said to us. This is not about you specifically. This is not about our current life situation unless we say that. We recognize that your sister's cousin homegirl had the same situation and it worked out well for her. We love her. We're just not talking about her. Okay. So when you say posture, I'm always going to go for like, what's the definition? Let's define what we're talking about because words matter. And so for me, when you say, do you posture well? How do you present to them people? That's what it
Yeah.
means.
To the others, people outside your tribe
To
is what
them
I'm gonna.
people.
I'm gonna say people outside, and let me clarify. On my end, this is my perspective. It's people outside my tribe, my clan, those who on a different frequency. Because I don't, because the same skin ain't always kin, is what I'm gonna say. Because some of them operate, move, and think differently. But those who swim in the waters in which I swim in, those who
Right.
partake of the imparchments in which I partake in, those
Right.
individuals. So anyway, but in many cases, it'd be them people, as Doc clearly stated. So and let's keep it a buck. Now let's keep it 100. Now let's keep it about a meal. We all have had to go into environments where we're at a function, but we do not operate, speak, or relax in the way that we would if we were in a different environment or if we were dealing with different individuals, right? And so most of the time, this comes around in your careers, in your workplace, in spaces like that. So, do you posture well? And then we can get
I don't.
into, yeah, I don't either, and I will,
Hold on.
and I
Let's catch
believe
the
it.
comments up.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. There she is. Hey, Keisha, how you doing?
Hey, Key.
She
Uh-oh.
said Katt Williams is a bitch for that.
Say more about that. I thought it was a great time.
Yeah. And Jillian Jones says a lot of enlightenment in that interview. I love the different perspectives there. Being Sutter the third, good evening. Good evening to you again,
Hello,
Sutter.
sir. Hello, sir.
So Keisha said, so you're not talking to the people that would have sold us back in the day, right? I think no, I think we would. I think those people definitely would fall in the category. I mean, if you're talking about if you're willing to sell me, I don't know. Yeah, I wasn't in that day and time because people. It's easy for individuals to say, "Man,
Right. They would
I
have
would have
done.
done A, B, C, X, Y, Z." I don't
Right.
know. I don't
Right.
know. And then Jillian Jones says, "I don't posture well either." I would agree. I'd agree.
Because it's almost like how well do you play the game? How likable are you? How much are you willing to allow to like go unchecked? How much are you willing to compromise on your morals and compromise on your values and your beliefs for the sake of
There it
getting
is.
ahead?
There
And
it
I
is.
just don't do that well. Like I think I have RBF, and I think that because I speak directly, like I'm not a hi, oh my gosh, what you hey, like that's not who I am. And so sometimes that can be to my downfall. Like I'm so direct to my downfall. Like I'm just gonna say the thing. Cause what's
Well,
all that
I'm
other stuff for?
yeah. Yeah, I don't posture. I mean, I don't know. I almost want to, the more I'm thinking about it, I'm like, do I posture well? I think I've got along. and made things work. But I don't posture well. However, I do have the ability of understanding the environment and the situation I'm in and trying to manage that well. Now, where I would say I don't posture well is certain man, there's certain drinks I ain't drinking and certain fruit I ain't biting into.
That's
I'm
true.
like, well, I'm just gonna be hungry then because I can't cross that bridge. Or
Right.
I can't hold back the the honesty in that moment. Like, nah, you're not finna yeah, I'm not finna take that route just to appease you or
Mhm.
to be on your good side. It's like I'm just gonna have to find another way to accomplish that, right?
Yeah.
And I
That's
think
me.
even
I'll take the long road just so I don't have to appease you. Like if it comes down to it and there's some type of conflict there, like whatever, let me just take the long route because I don't have time for this.
yeah,
And I think
before I
that's
read
probably a
yeah,
downfall of
before I
mine.
read this comment. And with that being said, I think in that was that to me the reason that came to mind is because the conversation by I almost want to just call him Mr. Cat Williams because it was the, I
As
felt
we
that way
should.
about it. I felt that way about the interview and the other interviews because he did another interview with Willie D as well. So in preparation for this show, I was watching that as well. However, because the thing is, yes, he said a lot of truths, but he really just, I mean, he just told things as though they were right, and it brought out the thought because a lot of the individuals that he mentioned, and he spoke on a certain segment that it that's what brought up this thought, this frame of thought for Doc and I's like this posturing. So individuals are presenting themselves to be one way with a certain group to try to get to a certain level, and
Mhm.
they're signing it off like it's okay to do so. And then in contrast, we see Mr. Cat Williams kind of hold his stance. And he didn't I mean he finally he come out today. He came out this time and he just
Straight
went ahead
face
and
too.
told it. Yeah, it had
Straight face.
receipts. And then without even asking for receipts, others have chimed in and put things on social media that would corroborate or that would
Yeah.
back up and solidify the things that he had said. And the responses of the individuals brought to bear have not been of any receipts that factly or directly impede or counter what he said. They won't basically they ain't saying it ain't true. They're giving their perspective on it.
They saying like, oh, he ugly, but they not saying he lied. They saying, oh, he mad, but they didn't say he
But they say
lied.
he
They like,
lied, right?
you gotta get that anger up out you, bro. But they didn't say he lied.
He didn't seem angry to me. That was
He didn't seem
my
angry
that's
to
from
me
what
either.
I
And
he didn't seem angry. I think he seemed more frustrated, like I'm just tired because you get tired of seeing people just lie on you. And I could feel. I think that might be why I felt him so much because I'm like, man, don't lie on me. You can do a lot of things, but don't lie. Come on,
right,
man. And Jillian Jones says, or how willing are you to allow people to feel superior to you? People don't like that.
y'all can only give so much.
Yeah, yeah. And I think within especially in certain corporate environments, that people will think their title or their bank account makes them superior. And can y'all see my face? I almost cussed, but I'm going to
Don't.
say it like this. I don't care anything about your title or your account because your dollars, whatever that money is, whether it's digital, Bitcoin, Deutsche Mark, yen, a peso, or whatever it is, it ain't gonna stop me. It can't stop me from slapping you in your mouth if that's what I chose to do. So your title don't be like, hey, stop it. You come back to reality. And people really feel like they're superior because their title, the title next to their name, or even letters next to their name, or the amount of money. Like, come back to reality. Stop that. Like, that's chill. Anyway, I went somewhere with that one, huh? I felt that one. Jillian Jones says, what Doc said. If you take a lot of shortcuts, more than likely you will have to do a lot of yes kissing.
Yes.
Hind part, gluteus maximus kissing. Nah, long route for me. I'm with
Love
you.
it.
That's why y'all didn't hear me say I like Jillian a lot on here, man. That's Jillian. She solid people, solid. Keisha Walker says, I don't posture well either. I had an issue recently with one of them. Somebody outside of her tribe, y'all. And I matched energy and responded as stank as they did during email correspondence. They came and apologized the next day because they knew their ass was hanging in the balance by the email exchange and my RBF. A lesson was learned in a mighty way. So
I'm
yeah,
with
that's a
that.
I heard a
Match
RBF.
energy.
RBF. What's RBF?
Resting bitch face.
I got you. Uh that part, Eric Butler Sr. Thank you. Thank you. Indeed. And man, I want to know who that is. I want to know who that
Facebook user, tell us your name. We'll call you by your name.
is. So, Doc, we talked about it. Um, so I don't know. I mean, I can't answer that in whole, but how much do you but here's the thing. Now this is going they're gonna be like, Eric, but you just said, yeah. But just like we can't talk about people in a monolith, we can't talk about circumstances and situations because there are times
Right.
you have to hold your water. And
Mm-hmm.
there may be it may be something you need to hold your water about. But Doc said something like your principles. I wouldn't ask anybody to be in on their core principles or values, right? And
So this is where I think it gets dicey.
right.
So for people like Mr. Katt Williams and the people that he was naming on the interview, they have a little bit more, we'll say, grip on when they get to loosen up and when they get to hold tight because they're a little bit more, or they appear to be, because I ain't never seen nobody's bank account. They appear to be more financially stable or more financially set than the rest of us. And I think
Hmm.
sometimes us regular folk, it there's more room for us to bend or give or compromise because we trying to keep the lights on.
Yeah.
And so
More
I think you gotta
motivation.
there's privilege in holding your water. There's privilege in that. Cause that
Yeah.
mean if I'm gonna hold my water, that mean I'm never gonna need yours again.
Right. So there's a so the my question was going to be, how much do you have to compromise to win? And of course, in a perfect world, people say none, but that's not
Right.
reality. And
And we gotta respect
I,
reality,
and
right?
you gotta say it again, TBR, truth, balance, and reality. Gotta respect reality.
Gotta
So,
respect reality.
and I think,
Yeah, and
I,
so
and
like
I,
if you can't pay your mortgage, you got to compromise.
man, mm, and you have to, and you have to. I'm, you don't,
Yeah.
you always have choices because it's in my mind. That's why I'm pausing. We all have choices, and you don't have to do anything. But I would not. I mean, you'd be remiss to say, "Well, I'm just," because
True.
I've done that. I've tried to stick to a principle and a value till like don't cut off your nose to spite your face. I think you have to operate in a certain level of wisdom. I'm gonna use a story. One of my favorite people in a book, they tried to trick him, tried to make him compromise on what his real value was, and they
Right.
they approached him and asked him if it was good or legal to pay taxes because they was on to trick him. Because if he say no, you don't pay taxes, then you get arrested. But he said, "Let me see the money." And they showed him the money, and it had the king of that day's face on it. And he said, okay, well, what's for him, give to him, and then what's for God, give to God, and then walked off, which was to me just some of the slickest cold. That's something Cat Williams would have said. Like, you won't be, no, you're not pulling the banana in the tailpipe on me, guy. It felt it had that type of feeling to me when I read it. What was that cat name? His name was Yeshua. That's what his name was, and he was in this book. It's a book. They call it the Bible. I call it survival guide. That's what it is. It has really good precepts and stories in there. But anyway, back to the hood of things. So that I think there is some. So I don't want anyone to walk away from this like I got to go in and put my foot in the ground and hey, weigh your options, understand your fight. We want you to win. We want you to win the entire war and not die on a hill that was just a simple battle. Okay,
Right.
and so understanding that But the thing that's beautiful is to work to put yourself in a position where you don't have to, I would say.
Mhm.
What do you think, Doc?
Yeah, I agree with that. I think it's important that we're striving for, because listen, people gonna try you every day. Somebody is going to try you. So I think it's important that we work and put ourselves in a situation to where we don't have to be tried. Or like if somebody tries you, you have the means and the finances that you can be like, I ain't really feeling you, sis. I'm out. And
Mm.
then not put you at the homeless shelter, and then not have your lights turned off, and then not have you in a situation where you can't do for yourself. I think that's important.
Now, that needs to be key, and I don't want anyone to feel bad about, choosing to take care of the responsibilities they have, because I've definitely had to um, shrink myself in spaces and places um, where I really felt like just, being a rhinoceros in the room, just let's go on and tie everything up. But and I had to get, and I'll use some of my personal experience, especially in some environments. Keisha just brought up a good point, especially that passive aggressiveness, that
Especially an
that
email.
that those yeah, that tone of the email. And I had a great mentor. They were retired since, and I, just like anyone who's coming up in corporate America, you really get ingratiated to it, and so titles meant something. Um, you know that if someone's named a coach, because I have a sports background, so it was natural to follow the directions of the coach. So you get into corporate America, you kind of follow that same premise. But as you grow in your career, you grow as a person, right? And so I guess I'm at this maturity stage. But they really kicked the door open for me, because I would just, take the little hits, right? And I had an email sent to me where my supervisor, just a new supervisor now, they were CC'd on it. Of course, secretly, I don't like the email. The tone was a little bit like, I'm like, damn, I got kids. I ain't a kid. You know what I mean?
Hmm, hmm.
And so before I could even express anything, say anything, my supervisor called me and said, hold on, don't respond to that. And made a call and like chin checked this person, like, you don't email my people. What were you saying? What are you doing? Who are you dealing with? And I was just like, what this I didn't even know how to breathe and
Right.
accept that. So it definitely woke up something in me. And over the course of my time there, great place. I learned a lot, great people, but some people had to go on and I had to give them what I had to give them what they was getting. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Gave me some legs, but there were points and places in that same space where something like that may have happened,
Hmm.
and I chose to go a different route instead of like attacking it. So
Right.
I want to open up the door. It's like, so should you just give up, and should you just give up to just get ahead? If I had to answer that right out, and I'll let you answer, Doc. If I had to answer that, I would be like, absolutely not. You know what I mean? You find
Hmm.
your places to battle. And so should you just give up to just get ahead? I'm gonna say no. Cause and I'm gonna say this, I feel like that's the statement, like ill-gotten gains won't remain. You know what I mean? I think you need to get things on a pure level for them to be long standing and lasting.
So I think that Jillian had kind of mentioned earlier that if you take a shortcut, you probably got there from
Mm,
kissing
mm,
butt. So I think I disagree with your perspective of like, should you give up to get there? No, you should not. I think you have to be strategic with all things. I think that everything is not a war, and some battles don't need to be fought. So, like, I
mm,
can compromise here, but I'm not going to compromise there. But because I compromised here, when I take a stand there, they're not like, okay, get out. We not fooling with you no more, because they remembered the last compromise. So I feel like you have to be strategic in what can you give, what can you take, where do you push, where do you pull, because if you just say, I'm standing firm to this, how do you get where you're trying to go? How do you ever get to a place of
mm,
financial security, celebrity,
mm,
whatever it is that you want, if you're like, nope, never doing nothing? Like, to me, quite frankly, Katt Williams is like, top 5. But from a mainstream perspective, you wouldn't know that.
Right.
Now,
And
after
and
this
and
interview,
he and I think he, yeah, which is it. So we can look at that as both ways. Like, okay, Cat, you didn't, because he, I mean, to say, to say everything that Kevin Williams, what the hell, Kevin Hart had, every movie and the things that he's been in, they've come across Cat Williams' desk.
right,
Um, that makes so much sense, because I'm gonna tell you, after he did Friday After Next, right? You could not have convinced me that Cat wasn't finna be like the biggest thing running. It was too hilarious. It was too memorable of
right,
a scene. Like, he really did his thing. You know what I mean? And now
right,
you hear the backstory, I'm just even more impressed. Like, the teeth, I thought was a prop. No, that was his mouth, because he really was having a problem, and he came up with the outfit. He wrote the lines to that. You know, you know what I mean? I'm
I do.
laughing. I'm laughing because I'm thinking about the scene and the stuff that he did right now. It was just too. It was iconic in a way. It won't be forgotten within certain communities. You know what I mean? So, just looking at the sacrifices, but it's something about a few. It's always been this running theme. It's always a few that sacrifice for the many. It's always someone who had to do it first. They had to kind of grind, and this maybe Cat is just a symbol of that same thing. So maybe it will prompt younger comedians, and we're just going to talk about his space, and hopefully anybody. Okay, let me hold on to my integrity. It's okay to say, no, I don't want to do a scene. Can we do something other than this? Like, I think
Right,
people miss that because they were just on the T too much. Like he mentioned, like he said with Martin Lawrence, he was like, he already done. He dressed up as the woman. You could do part two, but he could dress up as a different character, and you can use
right,
different prosthetics, and it doesn't have to
right,
be a woman. We done
right.
done that already. Sounds common sense, right? But they just demanded and said no, and went and found another man to dress up. So when he says it like that, it gave me a moment of pause, like, damn, that's that there may be some validity to that. You know what I'm saying? And then it's been co-signed
I
by
still
other
think
people.
I still think, depending on what your personal goals are, there has to be push and pull. If you're saying no to everything, somebody's going to say no to you, especially people that look like us. We don't really get to keep saying no because they're moving on to the next. Because there's
Yeah.
always somebody who's willing to say yes,
Yeah.
and there's
Yeah.
always somebody who's willing to take your spot. And so I feel like, depending on your specific goals, your specific financial situation, your specific like values and beliefs, and then what they are asking you to do, that matters too. So like, I'm not gonna wear the dress, but I'll be Money Mike. You know what I mean? Like, there's push
Yeah.
and pull for everything.
That's right. And he pushed and pulled into places, but I mean, it's going to be interesting to see the second half and see what that looks like. Jillian
Yeah.
Jones says, "I'm holding my water now." She said, "I'm holding my water now only because I have a goal in mind. I'm compromising my comfortability now in exchange for more financial freedom later." Great statement.
See?
Great statement. Honestly, God knows my breaking point. When I'm miserable, I feel that God's speaking, saying move
Right.
around. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. I feel like gotta move you when you want to move yourself.
Yeah. Well, that's a man,
Every
that's a
time.
conversation. Yeah.
Yeah.
To be honest, I like to, when if he's speaking, I'm gonna move, because if you don't, he'll do the moving, and it's not always as,
It can be painful.
yes, yes. Jillian Jones also says, "I think the mainstream only matters if that's how success is defined." Boom,
Yeah.
that's a bomb. What's that? A bars. Money doesn't define success for everyone. Integrity and principles intact would be success to me. And Cat isn't broke. He a whole guardian angel out here for many in need. And he is, and he's doing it big. And other people have come and spoke on his bag and said, "No, man, this dude is." He said, "If you look up my net worth, he say it's less than what I got in my for what I
Right.
got for my last comedy." Because we have to keep that in mind. Everything we see on those lists, it's not real time anyway. When did you get the
Right.
information? Who gave you the information? That's a good point. That's a good point. And so, but what are you willing to do? Back to the main point, like what are we willing to do to accomplish that? But and I think Jillian kind of just my last question and what I was kind of digging into was, can you win without selling out?
I mean,
And
he
then
did. So
he
so
seemed to
okay.
be
Here's the thing. You got to talk about what selling out actually means. And so if we sticking with his interview, selling out would be putting that dress on. He did not put the dress on, and he's not broke. He's a whole angel donor or whatever. He's able to get on these platforms, move and shake how he needs to. And he said when he wakes up, he has everything that he needs. There's nothing that he needs for. Like if he wanted, he can go get it no matter where it is that he is when he wakes up, right?
Mhm.
So if that's his definition of success, then he did it.
Yeah, he did. He winning. And I think when we think about that, I wanted to pull it out and give it to because like you said an important aspect. Like Kevin is in a position, you just said it, like he don't need for anything, he doesn't want for anything. And most of the individuals who are even in that conversation, they're in financial positions where they could stand up, but still they don't, which probably puts more of a red flag in their directions, right? And then when we talk about integrity, just with other human beings, like Kevin Hart had said, nobody want to work with Katt Williams because he doesn't show up to the show, he doesn't come up on the set, he doesn't do A, B, and C. And Katt was clear and said, nobody, that's never happened.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, why were you arrested so much, Katt? Well, because I smoke marijuana,
Yeah.
and they pull me over and try to harass me about the weed, even though I have prescription, even though it's what I use to go to sleep. And he has a explanation, but some people will believe it, some people won't. Um, and I know individuals who really use that for medicinal purposes. You know what I mean? So I know that that's a real thing. So it may give me a different perspective on his storytelling in that way. But how do we bring that out to those who are not in a financial position to fight? Um, and you talked about like what is selling out. So let's like our viewers, like, give us a scenario. What would you consider selling out? Doc gave an example, like I'm wearing a dress in the movie. Um, what will be some other ideas of what selling out would be? And I'm not talking
So
about
you know
anything
how so you
like,
know Denzel wouldn't sleep with a white woman on camera. So like it was alluded to, you knew it was happening, but you wouldn't see it.
hmm,
And he did that for he's talked about it before. And so I guess for him, selling out would be seeing him sleep with a white woman on film. Now, like Devil in the Blue Dress, he was with a white woman. When he was on Malcolm X, he was with a white woman, but you never see them go, you never see it. Like it's alluded
mhm,
to, but he never did it on camera. Right.
mhm.
So he never did that. That was his standard. And so maybe an incident for him might be like sleeping with a white woman on camera. I think everybody just sets the standard for what they want for their life. So, like for me, am I gonna take this client just because they paying this much, even though I know this isn't the population that I want to work with?
Not population.
Yeah, some people I don't. Some people I don't want to do it. So I think that based on everybody's life, like where's your standard? Where's your no? Where's your line? Where do you say this is it? I'm cool on this no matter what.
Got you, got you. And I know it's some corporate America people out there.
Mhm.
So in corporate America, have you had to posture? How well did you posture? I mean, I think at this point I'm kind of masterful at it. Um, I don't know if I, but it bothers me a lot, especially if it's certain things done. I had someone in a prominent position like talk to me. They talk to me so bad, man.
Mm.
I mean, something to the likes of like, when I tell you, when I say something, I expect you to who wait. Oh, oh.
Oh.
I looked I and I this was of course over the phone, and I'm not exaggerating. I stopped. I'm looking at the phone, and I turned and looked to the left, and I looked and turned to the right. Cause I was wanting to I wanted who you know, that's the natural thing to come out, like who you talking to. Like East Linwood wanted to come out. But I'm in I just got quiet. I couldn't even talk for a second. So long that they said, hello, Eric, are you still there? And as dry and as I could, I said, yeah, I'm still here. Very just like that in that voice. I said, yeah, I'm still here. And I was like, I hope they get it. And they got it. Cause the tone changed. The little spike that was hanging off of it drew back just a little bit. However, the blow had been struck.
Yeah, it's too late. Sometimes you can't take it back.
And so I was internally livid. I'm gonna be honest. I called my supervisor. I said, "Listen, I need you to set up a meeting with this individual, and then call both our bosses and with them, and I want you on the call because I was about to tell them like, anything that you need done. I want to get it done. No one wants to make mistakes. No one wants to damage their career in any way. So if something
Right.
happens, a mistake, delay, a miscommunication, that type of stuff can be discussed. It can, unless you have some other motivation that you want to try to demean me because I'm a
Mhm.
beautiful, tall, handsome black man and I walk around with confidence. And I used to dress fly too. Man, I look good every day. And I'm saying that because I was told so. That's the only reason I'm saying it. Because I was
Oh
told
Lord.
so. So anyway, and this other
Someone not in your tribe?
someone not in my tribe really spoke to me. I was but so I called and when I tell you my supervisor would not do it. They were like, Eric, let's just stay calm and we can show them that we can that we got it all taken care of it. Oh, I did not want to do that. However,
Mm.
as I mentioned before, got to judge fight battles, choose your battles and your wars. Because I wanted to get this on paper because that would give me a little bit of leeway. Because I'll tell you, they in a position where they really was like out off with their head. It really could have went down. This was
Mm.
somebody, and so I know what you're gonna say. You got something, Doc? Before I go,
No, go ahead.
this is the thing. Let me unpack it because I know what some people like. Eric, this is corporate America. You should have called HR, and so if you can't put the pieces together, the person everybody has someone that they can call. You have someone assigned to you. You have an
Right.
issue, you call this person if you feel like if there's been any discrimination, if there's a hostile work environment, what do you do when the person that you're supposed to notify and contact you is the person who inflicts the damage?
You call their boss.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I don't know if I guess I could have called what they would have been the equivalent of the head of HR, like a
Yeah.
chief human
Sometimes you have
resource
to take it
officer or
there.
something. Huh?
But sometimes it's not worth it. Like you knew what your
Right.
financial situation was, what your financial goal was for being in that place. If you wanted to stay there or get a letter of recommendation to leave, like you knew your whole situation. And so, yes, you could have gone to the head of HR and been like, hey, buddy is tripping. What's up? Who talks to me?
Yeah.
Like you could have, but based on where you were and circumstances in life, and you just decided to not pursue it, but you could have.
Hmm. And it I'm gonna be honest. It it made it easy for making transition. You know what I mean? So when because opportunities came all the time, and he used to be like, "No, I'm good. No, thank you. I'm good. I'm good."
Right.
You know what? Let me. What are y'all? What are you saying? And it
Right.
just made you
You said
listen.
what?
Yeah. So say that again. All right. Now it just made you more, apt to, you know, listen to other
Yeah.
opportunities. Anyway, yeah. So I would say I'm saying this. I'm not saying I say I don't posture well, but you can posture, and I think it is a tool in your toolbox.
Yeah.
You know what I
I agree.
mean? Jillian Jones says, "Heck yes, this week, 2 days ago." She said, "I got feedback regarding my reply to an email I received." She said, "It was what it was what Eric said. Who you talking to
No,
moment.
for real.
Yeah. I don't know what that is. It seems to be this thing where people want to establish some type of dominance over other individuals and not just walk their own line.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? It's strange. We'll get into it. Mika White says it's the beautiful for me. When I say I was beautiful, I am. No, okay.
Okay.
Hey,
Excuse us.
I can't help it. I love me. I love me some me. Because
And I'm
haven't y'all
sure.
have y'all walked around? Have y'all seen other people in the world? Now
Read the comment.
don't shut down on me now. Don't shut down. No, it's a question. Have y'all seen other people in the world?
I have seen others in the world.
And
Yes.
I've seen me and I've seen them and I'm like, thank you, Lord. I mean, I'm not saying I'm the tip of the spear, but I'm just like, I'm definitely not the handle. I'm not that. I'm just not. So
I feel you.
I mean, my gratitude and gratefulness is high because sometimes I'll be like, thank you. And I don't mean I ain't gonna treat them bad, I ain't gonna do them wrong. I mean, I think I fall in beauty category. All right. So Jillian Jones says what Doc said. I went to the head of HR, okay, before. She said I went to the head of HR before. Say I don't mind. Everybody got a boss.
Everybody
That's
got a
true.
boss. Come on.
That's true. That's true.
And I
Well,
feel
I'm
like you
sorry if
just
I
get to
offended
decide,
anybody.
like, yeah, you get to decide how far you want to take it. But that's with everything.
Yeah, and then I don't, I the posturing now being it is chess and it's not checkers. This is all going through my head at the same time. That's why y'all hear me like I be thinking and talking at the same time. Um, yeah, y'all don't worry about Doc. Doc is
My
she
kid's
fight.
sick, so they got me sick.
She fight. I wasn't gonna tell you business, but I was like, she fighting. She was fighting.
We are here. We are doing this.
She tried to take this. You can't, I was like, how you gonna take the medication? Then she's like, I'm here. Let's get it. So we gonna get it. That's why I tell you, I can't mess with my co-host, man. She outstanding. Jillian Jones says, yes, love yourself, Eric. Indeed, man. Hold up, bow, bow. She says, I love me too, and you should. She said,
Good.
I'm beautiful, and you are. My outer is the least of me. I don't know. Your outer is pretty good.
Oh,
My
okay.
spirit, my
Okay.
spirit proceeds me. Now your spirit definitely is it's a dominant. It is definitely a dominant aspect of your essence. It is, yeah, for sure.
Did you have to do like the Barry White voice when you said that though?
I don't know. I wasn't trying.
This what you said. You said, let me just show you what happened. You said,
What happened?
my outer is the least to me. I mean, I don't know, because your outer, my spirit perceives me. Yes, your spirit does perceive you.
Is
Wait
that
a
how? I don't
minute.
know. I was just because I was reading and thinking at the same time. I didn't mean no. I wasn't trying
You
to
said, you said,
change my
yes,
voice.
your spirit.
Like yeah, I'm like yeah, because
That is hilarious. Sorry.
nah, man. I mean, it ain't nothing. I've told everybody I'm a Jillian Jones fan, man.
Yeah, you told us last time she was on here with us.
Yeah.
My eyes
So it ain't.
watering. It's
So
getting
that's why I don't
bad.
know. So it shouldn't be. Ain't nothing. No harm. No disrespect.
It was just a drop in octave for me. What's happening?
I mean,
Do he know
I
that we
guess
all can hear him?
I don't know. Yeah, I wasn't trying to. See, I'm quiet now. I don't know what you don't want me to say nothing else.
Yes, you have reached Eric. No, okay. I digress. Sorry.
No, I'm
I got
trying to find
distracted.
another stream of income. Somebody told me. Now I get
You
this
should
a
do
lot.
voice work.
I get this a lot in my recruiting space. Like
Man, you
even
should do voice
others,
work.
they be like, "You should be a radio host." I'm like, "Who? A what?" But I'm gonna try to find some way to monetize my baritone bass. Is what I'm
You
gonna
could
do.
be like call people and be like, "Hello, so and so said," like a
Yeah,
telegram, but like on the
I
phone.
say, man, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. Matter of fact, I'm gonna have to look into it. I'm gonna have to look into it. Jillian just said, "I'm calling you when I get back from Atlanta, Eric." All right, that's what's up.
All right, that's what's up.
Okay, all right, all right, that's
Okay.
what's up. Nah, you see what you started. See what you started.
That's my bad. I'm sorry. I'm just
No.
trying to fight through. My
She said you
kids
try
trying
to
to take
fight
me
through.
out.
They try to
Yeah.
take you. Say, listen. And I know one thing you can't posture well on, and that's being sick. So I'm let's do this. What is because I just had a coworker. He was like, I don't know what's going on. And then an associate of mine through the Empower series, they was like, they got something like flu vovid or something like this, a combination of COVID and flu. Like there's some stuff going out, there's going around out there. Like you gotta be careful, man. Y'all gotta
Yeah, and
look
I
out
have
for
two school age kids. So like one in daycare. Daycare is a cesspool of germs, and then one in school. School ain't nothing but a cleaner cesspool.
wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That was a really dark
So
description of a
it
school.
is though. Them kids just be
No, because people are
all in
nasty, man.
it.
People are nasty.
Yeah.
They just don't. I mean, and they don't understand. Like we went through the COVID thing where I was like, this is going to help because people are going to be much more cleanly,
People was
and they're
hyper
going to
vigilant for a minute,
washing
but
their
then
hands, and
off.
they went right back to digging in their nose and then coming out and touching you on the shoulder. It's rough. It's rough. Everybody had sanitizer at one point, man. You sanitize. I'm like, man, why is sanitizer everywhere? It should still be off the shelves. You know what I mean?
Everybody
You know
done
what I
moved
mean?
on.
Yes, indeed, indeed. All right, Doc. No, so just as a final words and a recap. So we were just talking about, do you posture well?
Right.
A Katt Williams reflection. So just throughout his interview with Shannon Sharp, and man, just shout out to Club Shay Shay.
Club Shay Shay.
You know what I'm saying? And shout out to Shannon Sharp just in general. One, someone I admired, because we played the same sport, like the way his personality. I think he was just rated the number one, the most entertaining, um, entertaining host or presenter. I think by a magazine or organization. And he's done big things since he did big things in the league since following the league. He's handled the changes because he got into it with an other. Because matter of fact, Shannon Sharp himself is a demonstration of how you try to balance your posturing well. Because it was times he was upset, and you could tell, and he held his water, and it was times he just kind of let it roll. And ultimately, egos grow, and he had the exit stage left. But as we can see, is when he exit when that door closed, when he was on with us, I don't want to say that dude name, the other for
Yeah.
on, yeah. Anyway, when he left that, man, like 4 or 5 other doors opened up. Game time for Club Shay Shay, and I think it's the most viewed interview in the history of YouTube now. You know what I'm saying? I just want to
Probably
know
had
what the
some
I just want to know what
million.
that check looked like, man.
Cause you know he getting a check from wherever, and he getting a YouTube check.
Man, he getting the check from First Take on ESPN with Stephen A. Smith, and then he's getting a check from Club Shay Shay, and that's gonna go up. And then he got 612,000 viewers over on Nightcap with
With
Chad
Ocho
John,
Cinco.
yeah, with Ocho Cinco. Or Ocho
Mm-hmm.
or Chad Johnson, whatever he want to be called.
Whoever.
You know what I'm saying? And he got some other, money market accounts and things going on because he made some money through his playing days. So shout out to Shannon Sharp, man. That dude there doing a thing. He's an example. He's an example of how you want to do it. But Doc, man, well, let's end this early, man, because I know you've been fighting. You trying to hold on. The thing is, I would say the thing I would walk away from this is we have to do it at times, but really find your standards. And then don't knock other people for who wants to stand on theirs, right? Another key point I would say Jillian brought up was to like really look at what success is for you. Kat talked about this in the interview as well. He said he could get up and go get anything in the world that he wanted at any time. And he said he was rich because he has his family and his health. And I was laughing because I thought about him saying he run a 4.47, which I was just like, Kat, come on.
But they showed him running.
Yeah, but I wasn't there. I didn't see. Was it 40 yards? I seen it was a court
I
basketball,
don't
and then
I
I
don't
wasn't
know.
there. And then the timer wasn't like, "Hey, go," and then we could see the timer. It was like that, and then they showed the timer. So there, it's some holes in that, but it
That's a
showed me he
lot.
could. Yeah, but he could run though. You know what I mean? I was like, "Oh, okay, Cat. I see what you're saying. I can't outrun Cat. I can look right now. The way my ligaments is made up, and the deposits that I made early on in life, they just it's just not gonna happen. It's just not gonna happen. You understand me? But other than that, so understand your standards where you want to be. Posturing, I think, is a part of maturity and making life for yourself. Doc brought up a good point. Man, pay attention. Know what your values are. Set the ones
Mhm.
that you can and maneuver on. But don't be afraid to stand on the ones that you know that just can't be broken.
Right.
And it's okay when you have to be wise and make those decisions. We're not in a position where we got, 5 streams of income. If that's your main stream of income, don't be trying to stand up on pick your battles. Don't be trying to stand down that hill. And now you're sitting there like, I don't know what to do, where to go, or what to eat. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, hey, I want to thank Kat and Doc. Thank you for being the soldier that you are. Because I know you finna probably go do something else too. Because your
Y'all be
mama,
sure to
them
like,
kids, mama, and
comment, subscribe to Perspective to BS3. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on. We have a Facebook group. Engage with us. We will
engage with
engage.
us. Absolutely. And I'm calling Jillian out. Jillian, engage with us in the Facebook group. You always have good, interesting things to say. I'm gonna call out Mika White. Definitely engage. Hey, y'all post some stuff, talk to us, ask some questions. Something interests you, let us know. We really appreciate you. And definitely go out and click. If you see the like button on whatever platform you're on, hit the like button, please. And we appreciate you. So with that being said, we're gonna bid you adieu and a farewell and a great rest of your Thursday night and great rest of the week. We'll see you next Thursday here on Perspective.